बोले, कोटानेत्र जाओ माया, पिशाची बोले, जीव जागो, जीव जागो। गोरा चंद्र बोले, कोटानेत्र जाओ माया, पिशाची रकोले, भाजीबो बोलिया येशे, संसार भितारी, बोलिया रोहिले तुम्ही, अविद्यार भारे, जीव जागो, जीव जागो। गोरा चांद बोले, कोटानेत्र जाओ माया, पिशाची ले, जीव जागो, जीव जागो। गोरा चांद बोले, तुम्हारे लोहित आमी होनो अवतारा, आमी बिना बंधु आरा, के आचे तुम्हारा। पिशाची को चंद्र बोले, एनेची औषधी माया, नासी बारू लागी, हरि नाम मंत्र, लाओ तुम्ही मागी, जीव जागो, जीव जागो। गोरा चंद्र बोले, कोटानेत्र पिशाची रकोले, जीव जागो, जीव जागो। गोरा चंद्र बोले, भक्ति विनोद प्रभु, चरणे परिया, से हरि नाम लोलो मागिया, जागो। गोरा चंद्र बोले, कोटानेत्र जाओ माया, पिशाची रडोले, जीव जागो, जागो। गोरा चंद्र बोले, कोटानेत्र जाओ माया, पिशाची रडोले, हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण, हरे हरे, हरे हरे, राम हरे हरे, राम कृष्ण कृष्ण, हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण, हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण, हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा प्रभुपाद गुरुदेवा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to all. Mataji has made me host. Mataji, without your asking permission, I made you host. Mataji, Medavini Seki Mataji. Dandavat pranams to you. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोधानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोधानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवन दारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय श्री राधा माधव जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव लीला गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Vishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gauradushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jetam Suradau Bangor Mama Mandamate Gati Matsarvasva Padam Bojau Shri Radha Madan Mohanau Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshthalibi Sevyamano Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambhir Vamshi Vata Tatastitaha Karshan Venur Swanayir Gopir Gopinata Shriyestunah Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Dear devotees, thank you all for joining in for the Srimad Bhagavatam session this morning. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtuki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate Nanyam Tvadavayam Pashe Yatra Mrityu Parasparam Krishna Krishna Mahavaho Bhaktanam Abhayankara Tvameko Dhayamananam Apavargosi Samshrute Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatra padamham mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Taralaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna. So we are on Canto 3, Chapter 7. We need to do 7 to 11. So we are seeing in this chapter how Vidura is inquiring from Maitreya Muni. Right? Vidura is inquiring from Maitreya Muni, why are the souls, the people in this world, subject to so many miseries and misfortunes, right? In spite of the Lord being present in their heart, a super soul, right? And then Prabhupada goes on to explain what he explains in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada gives the same analogy, right? There are two birds sitting in the heart, right? One is the soul and one is the super soul. They're like two birds sitting on the tree. One bird is witnessing the activities. What is this other bird doing? Well, the other bird is so much engrossed in eating the fruits of the tree, in planning so many things. This bird, the other bird, the super soul bird, It's just waiting for this bird to turn towards the Lord, right? Towards the Paramatma. And in this way, the Lord is all willing to help. But we are so unfortunate and we are suffering because we don't want to turn towards the Lord. We don't want to turn towards the Lord who is the protector and father, right? The previous verse, it spoke of the word called Bhuta Bhrit. Bhuta Bhrit means the Lord is a maintainer of all the living entities. However, now again, another question is being put forward by Vidura, right? So we'll start from text number 7. Devotees can raise your hands and, we can read the verse together. So today we'll be covering verse number 7 to 11. That's what we'll be doing today. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll start with Chandana Mataji. Mataji, go ahead. Etasmin me mano vidwan.
Etasmin me mano vidwan.
Vidyate jnana sankate.
Kityate jnana sankate.
Tannaha paranudha vibho.
Tannaha paranudo. Tannaha paranudo vibho.
Kashmalam manasam mahat.
Kashmalam manasam mahat. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Dandavat pranam. Suma Mataji, would you like to read the translation?
Hare Krishna, yes, Mataji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. O great and learned one, my mind is greatly illusioned by the distress of this nescience, and I therefore request you to clear it up. Purport, Mataji? Should I read?
Purport, okay, you read. It's a small one. Yes, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Such mental bewilderment as represented here by Vidura takes place for some living entities, but not for everyone. For if everyone were bewildered, there would be no possibility of a solution by higher personalities. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, so here Vidura is asking a question to Maitreya Muni, right? Why do people have to suffer so much, even though the soul is there, right? That was a detailed, elaborate purport given by Prabhupada. That while the Lord is present with us, we don't want to take shelter of the Lord, right? They said one can take the horse to the water, but one cannot make it drink, right? So similarly, devotees can actually switch on your cameras if possible. That will be nice. All right. So, so this Prabhupada is mentioning here such mental bewilderment. Why do we get bewildered? We get bewildered because we have forgotten our own identity. When we are firmly situated in our identity, Jivera Swarupa Hoye Krishnera Nitya Das, right? I am the servant of the Supreme Lord. Then we are correctly situated in our constitutional position. And in this case, we will not get bewildered. But why do living entities get bewildered? Because they don't know who they are, what they are supposed to be doing. And that is the reason here Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that not all people are bewildered, right? There has to be a guru and a shishya, right? Those people who are learned or who have learned from the bona fide spiritual authorities, they are not bewildered. And so one can approach such people who have learned from the Guru Parampara. What is the solution for this kind of bewilderment, right? So there cannot be no teacher, right? So there has to be a teacher, but the teacher has to be bona fide. That means he has to have learned from his own guru, like that. Okay, so let's move on to the next verse. This one doesn't have a purport. Very short purport. Okay, text number 8. Who will read? Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sudha Mataji, you can read. Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Sa itam chodita kshatra.
Sa itam chodita kshatra.
Tattva jijñasuna munihi.
Tattva jijñasuna munihi.
Pratyaha bhagavad chittaha.
Pratyaha bhagavad chittaha.
Smayan iva gata smayaha.
Smayan iva gata smayaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Shanti Ramachandran Mataji, want to lead the translation?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Translation Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, O King Maitreya, being thus agitated by the inquisitive Vidura, at first seemed astonished but then he replied to him without hesitation, since he was fully God conscious.
Okay, Hare Krishna. See, there are multiple levels of conversation that are happening here, right? This conversation is Shukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj. What is he narrating? Shukadeva Goswami is saying, O king, Maitreya, being agitated by the inquisitor Vidura, at first seemed astonished, right? Because Vidura himself is a learned soul. Vidura himself is fully God conscious. So Maitreya is a little bit astonished. Okay, this question is coming, because Vidura himself is a little agitated, right? And then he replied to him without hesitation. Why? Because he was fully God conscious. So the moment we become God conscious, then all of our bewilderment, all of our anarthas, all of our ignorance, 3 till 3.7.10 is be done. Okay. Meenakshi Mataji is there? No, because this was the verse number I have been given. Okay, so till 10 it is already done. So, okay, fine. Oh, I see. Okay, fine. So let's quickly go through this, and then 11 to 14 we'll do today. That means, okay, 1 second. I'll just check that. 1 second. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Oh yeah, correct. You're right. So 3.7.11 to 14 we have to cover today. All right. So let's, what are we doing here? 8. Okay, fine. So we'll just go through the translations and we'll start with 3.7.11. Right? So here, Maitreya Muni is a little surprised. Why Vidura is asking such a question? Because Vidura himself is God conscious. Right? Later on, we see how Vidura goes and brings back Dhritarashtra, right, from the entanglement of wanting to sit on the throne forever, etc. Right? So Maitreya himself is God conscious. But when he heard such kind of questions coming from Vidura, he was very astonished. But later on, he explains the concepts to Vidura. Correct. Okay. So in the 9th verse, what is Maitreya saying? Maitreya Muni is saying, certain conditioned souls put forward the theory that the Supreme Brahman. Okay, 1 second. Am I sharing my screen? Oh yeah, 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. All right. So what was I saying? Yeah. So we'll do 11 to 14, but we'll just this is like a kind of prelude to our topic for today, right? What is the question asked by Vidura, and what is the answer given to Maitreya, and then what are the subsequent questions asked? That's what we'll see, right? Okay. So Maitreya said certain conditioned souls put forward the theory that the Supreme Brahman or the personality of Godhead is overcome by illusion or Maya. These people are called Mayavadis, right? Why? Because they think that when the Lord appears in this world as Krishna, Rama, right, the various incarnations when the Lord takes, then these Mayavadis think that the Lord is also overcome by illusion, right? That these are called Mayavadis, but it is all against logic. Why? Because Krishna himself tells in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Hayesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya, right? When the energy belongs to the energetic, right? And how can the energy become more powerful than the energetic? So that's why here Prabhupada is mentioning that this is very illogical. It cannot be a fact that the energetic can become more powerful than the the energy can become more powerful than the energetic, right? Somebody is energetic only when they have energy, and the energy is subordinate to the energetic, right? Because the person has energy, that's why he's called energetic. And it is the power of the energetic to use energy in whatever way, right? So the energy is a subordinate. That's why Krishna also says, Daivi Hayesha Gunamai. The energy of mine is subordinate to me. That is why, although it is very difficult to overcome the material modes of nature, if you surrender to me, I will help you transcend the 3 modes, like that. In the 10th verse, Maitreya Muni continues to explain the living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity, right? That's what we began the class with this, right? Why are we bewildered? Because we don't know who we are. If I know I am Jivera Swarupaye Krishna Nitya Das, then there is no bewilderment. I just have to simply engage in the service of the Lord. But when I don't know who I am, like a mad person, right? A person in the mental hospital, right? Some of them keep shouting, I am the Prime Minister, I am the Chief Minister, etc. Right? So when they're confused about who we are, we think we are someone else. Then there is so much bewilderment because we don't know what to do. We don't know how to do, right? All of this bewilderment arises because of a lack of self-identity. When I know who am I, who is the Lord, what is my duty towards him, then there is no bewilderment because we will be guided properly by Guru, Shastra and Sadhu. So there's no question of confusion. So here also, Vidura is now taking shelter of Maitreya Muni to actually dispel his confusion. Right? And that is a formula that Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita. Whenever we have a query, whenever we don't understand something, we have to be humble, we have to inquire submissively, we have to render service, we have to not ask in a challenging mood. If all these ingredients are there, and when we are inquiring from a proper bona fide spiritual master, then all of our confusions will get cleared. All of our queries will get answered. Right? But if we don't approach a spiritual master, but rather engage in our mental speculation, oh, I think this must be right. No, not this. I think this must be right. Like that. Then we will be going from one place to another, trying various options. And in all of this, we are losing out time. Right? We have Prayana Alpayusha Sabhya Kalavasmin Yugejana. In the age of Kali, we have very short Ayu. Right? Not even people live up to 100 years, which is Ayu for this age of Kali. If a person lives up to 100, then wow, that's extremely wonderful. Right? Most of the people don't live up to 100. So what is the use in actually wasting our human form of life in mental speculation? So what we should do? We have a doubt regarding our self-identity. We should go and seek help from a spiritual master. And in this way, by the mercy of the spiritual master, all our miscomprehensions in our mind, everything will be cut off. Right? And Prabhupada mentions in this purport, because one has rebelled against the service of the Lord, therefore he is put in the service of Maya. And how do we get out of Maya? Daivi hayesha gunamayi mama Maya duratyaya. Right? So as jivas, as human beings, what is our duty? Jivera swarupahe krishnera nitya das. Right? What is the duty of a servant? The duty of a servant, we are all servants, right? What is the duty of the servant? The duty of the servant is to serve, right? But we all have this free will. Krishna does not want to take away our free will. Krishna does not make us work like does not force us to work for him, right? Because he has got eternal servants who are so willing to work for him. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam, right? Millions of Lakshmis are waiting to serve Krishna. Krishna is not in need of servants. Krishna is not in need of any food. Krishna is not in need of money. He is the proprietor of everything. He is a CEO. Now he is a chief executive. What is that? CEO. Krishna is a chief controller. He is a chief enjoyer. He is the chief owner of everything. Right? So he is not in need of anything. But why does he ask us to serve him? Because he does not want us to continue to suffer in this material world. Right? That is the reason Krishna is actually asking us to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master so that we know what we are supposed to do and we do it in a way that will take us out of this entanglement of this material world. Yeah. Now we go on to our verse for today. Okay. Text number 11. And Krishna also gives a formula here, right? It is not, does not only give the problem statement, but he also gives a formula for it, how to get out of it. What is the problem statement? We are all servants, but we are not rendering service to the right master. We are rendering service to Maya, thinking that this will give me pleasure. I am serving my senses, thinking that, oh, I want to eat this, I will eat it. Oh, I am going on the road, I want to watch this movie, I am going inside. I am looking at a billboard, oh, there is sale, I want to go and enjoy, I go inside, purchase, 3-4 hours wasted in shopping. Right? And then we get headache, we are very frustrated. Oh my God, how did I lose the 3 to 4 hours of precious time? Everything is gone, right? So this is a problem statement. We don't know what to do. We utilize our time wrongly in doing all the wrong things and then we regret. So what is the solution Krishna gives? Krishna says you are servant, but you are wrongly serving Maya and hence you are bewildered. So now you serve me. Daivi hayesha gunamayi mama Maya duratyaya. You surrender unto me, mameve prapadyante. Then I will take you beyond this bewilderment of the 3 modes of material nature, like that. Okay, so now let's move on to our verse for the day, which is text number 11. Who's going to read? Divya Kopu Mataji. Yata jale chanaramashaha. Sorry.
यथा
Yata jale chandramashaha.
जले चन्द्रमशः
Kampadistadkruto gunaha.
कम्पादिस्तत्कृतो गुणः
Drishyate asan api drashtur.
दृश्यते असनपि द्रष्टुर्
Atmano anatmano gunaha.
आत्मनो अनात्मनो गुणः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Sindhu Mataji, please read the translation.
Pranams Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, pranams.
Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As the moon reflected on water appears to the seer to tremble due to being associated with the quality of the water, so the self associated with matter appears to be qualified as matter.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example how when the moon, so when we see, even when it rains, right? Sometimes we see in the pool of water, whenever the raindrops fall, it looks like the moon is shaking. Or the water appear to be dropping on the moon and the moon is shaking like that. So it is an illusion, right? Why is there illusion? Because everything in this material world is subject to illusion. Only those things which are transcendental to the three modes of material nature, or to those eyes, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hradesh Vilokayanti. Unto the eyes of those people who have developed loving affection to the Lord, their eyes are not subject to illusion. Apart from that, all of the people of this material world, whatever we see in this material world, they're all subject to illusion. That is why different people wearing different glasses, like for example, somebody may be wearing yellow color glass, will see everything yellow. Somebody is wearing a green color glass, will see the bottle green, the laptop green, the ladder green, the mridanga green, everything will be green. Somebody is wearing a red color glass, that person will see everything red. Right? That is why it is not the absolute truth. The absolute truth, whether X sees, Y sees, or Meenakshi Mataji sees, Divya Desai Mataji sees, Anasuya Mataji sees, Krishnamurti Prabhu sees, or Medhavini Sakhi Devidasi sees, they all see the one and only absolute truth. Right? Whereas when we see different objects of this material world, each of us have a different vision according to the glasses that we wear. What are the glasses here? The glasses refer to our perception. What is our past experience? Based on our past experience, we come to a conclusion about certain things. Oh, aisa hua tha last time, so aisa hi hona chahiye. Right? Each one of us, based on our past experience, have a certain way to look at certain things, which may not be the actual way it is. Yeah. Now who will read? Krishnamurti Prabhu, please read the purport. The Supreme Soul.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Soul, the personality of Godhead, is compared to the moon in the sky, and the living entities are compared to the reflection of the moon on the water. The moon in the sky is fixed and does not appear to quiver like the moon on the water. Actually, like the original moon in the sky. The moon reflected on the water should also not quiver. But because of being associated with water, the reflection appears to be quivering. Although in actual fact, the moon is fixed. The water moves, but the moon does not move. Similarly, the living entities appear to be tainted by material qualities like illusion. Mataji? Lamentation and miseries, although in the pure soul, such qualities are completely absent. The word pratyate, which means apparently and not actually, like the experience of having one's head cut off in a dream, is significant here. The reflection of the moon on the water is the separated rays of the moon and not the actual moon. The separated parts and parcels of the Lord entangled in the water of material existence have the quivering quality, whereas the Lord is like the actual moon in the sky, which is not at all in touch with water. The light of the sun and the moon reflected on matter makes the
matter.
Where is that, Mataji?
Here I highlighted it, Prabhu.
Okay.
The light
The
of
light
the
of the sun and moon reflected on matter makes the matter bring bright and praiseworthy. The living symptoms are compared to the light of the sun and the moon, illuminating material manifestations like trees and mountains. The reflection of the sun or moon is accepted as the real sun or moon by less intelligent men, and the pure monastic philosophy develops from these ideas. In fact, the light of the sun and the moon are actually different from the sun and the moon themselves. Although they are always connected, the light of the moon spread throughout the sky appears to be impersonal, but the moon planet, as it is, is personal, and the living entities on the moon planet are also personal. In the rays of the moon, different material entities appear to be comparatively more or less important. The light of the moon on the Taj Mahal appears to be more beautiful than the same light in the wilderness. Although the light of the moon is the same everywhere, due to being differently appreciated, it appears different. Similarly, the light of the Lord is equally distributed everywhere, but due to being differently received, it appears differently appreciated, it appears different. Similarly, the light, Mataji,
One should not therefore
Lord is equally distributed everywhere, but due to being differently, it appears to be different. One should not therefore accept the reflection of the moon on the water as actual and misunderstand the whole situation through the monastic philosophy. The querying quality of the moon is also variable. When the water is standing still, there is no querying. A more settled conditioned soul queries less, but due to material connection, the querying quality is more or less present everywhere. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Dandavat Pranam. Right, very beautiful purport. Right, what is Prabhupada saying? Like we spoke about the different colored glasses that a person wears, and according to the glass one wears, one actually sees the things differently. Similarly, here what is mentioned is the Lord is above the three modes of material nature, because the Lord is Sat Chit Ananda, unlimited, whereas we are minuscule Sat Chit and Ananda. So we are controlled with the material nature sometimes, right? Sometimes we are under the illusion of Maya. We get totally covered up by illusion that we don't know what is the right decision to make and what is the wrong decision, right? At that time, we have to take guidance from a person who is not quivering, right? What does a quivering mean? Quivering means shaking. When do we shake? We shake when we are not sure what we are doing is correct or wrong. When we are confused, that is the time we are shaky. That is the example that is given by Prabhupada here. How the moon, which is in the water, is not shaking actually, but since the water is shaking and the moon is inside the water, the moon appears to be shaking. Actually, the moon is not shaking. However, the actual moon, which is in the sky, is not quivering at all, is not shaking at all. So the moon in the sky is the Lord, whereas the moon, which is as shown as the reflection in the water, is us, is the jivas. Because we are sometimes put under illusion, we are quivering because we don't know what is right, what is wrong. And Prabhupada makes a very profound statement. A more settled, conditioned soul quivers less. Right? Who is a more settled, conditioned soul? A more settled, conditioned soul is he or she who engages in the service of the Lord. Because what does Krishna say in the 10.11? Teshamevanukampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atmabhavasto jnana deepena bhashvataha. I will light the lamp of transcendental knowledge in the heart of those who surrender unto me. So when the Lord is igniting the transcendental knowledge in our heart, that time we quiver less, because we have the guidance in front of us. We quiver less. Because of that quivering less, our material connection is also reduced to that extent. And that is the reason one can be more stable, one can make correct decisions, one can think with a clear mind, and one does not get wavered. Just like a boat in the water, right? Krishna gives an example in Bhagavad Gita. Just like a boat which is not anchored, right? When there's strong wind, the boat goes here, there, everywhere. But if the boat is strongly anchored, then the boat does not go irrespective of any amount of winds, right? So a person who is anchored to Guru, Shastra and Sadhu, irrespective of so much of confusion, bewilderment, is clearly anchored, and hence he gets proper guidance, and therefore he does not drift away like a boat which has got no guidance like that. All right. So let's go to text number 12. Who will read? Okay. Anasuya Mataji will read. Okay. Anasuya Mataji, please go ahead. Savai nivritti dharmena.
Savai nivritti dharmena.
Vasudevanukampaya.
Vasudevanukampaya.
Bhagavad bhakti yogena.
Bhagavad bhakti yogena.
Tirodhatte shanairiha.
Tirodatte shanairiha. Thank you, Mataji. Pranam.
Thank you. Meenakshi Mataji, you want to read the translation?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. But that misconception of self-identity can be diminished gradually by the mercy of the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, through the process of devotional service to the Lord in the mode of detachment. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you. So, Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita, right? Vairagyam, what is that? Abhyasena to Kaunteya, right? He tells Arjuna, Arjuna, you practice, right? Arjuna is asking Krishna, we know what is the right thing to be done, but we are dragged into doing sinful actions. Why are we dragged into doing sinful actions? And then Krishna is answering Arjuna that you practice doing the right thing all the time. And then what happens? What is the right thing that we can do? By engaging in the devotional service of the Lord. When we do that, the misconception of self-identity, that means we are thinking, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I am the owner of everything. And that is why we have this anxiety. Oh, what if I lose this? Oh, what if I lose that? Oh, what if this happens to me? Right? We don't understand that when we came to this world, we had nothing. And when we are going to leave this world also, we have nothing. Right? What is it that we need to be anxious about? Right? Whatever we have got, if we utilize it properly in the service of the Lord, what we can do is we can help ourselves attain a better destination. Right? But we are not doing that. Right? What is within our control, we don't want to do that. But we are unnecessarily worried about things which are not in our control. Oh, what if wealth is taken away? Oh, what if the property is taken away? Oh, what if I don't get the job? What if I lose the job? Right? Did we have a job? Did we have all of this when we were born? No. See, these things came to us because the Lord allocated it to us. Isha vasyam idam sarvam yad kincha jagatyam jagat. Right? So whatever we have, right? Whatever has been allocated to us, we utilize it in a way that is not selfish, that is not self-centered, that is not aham mameti. When we utilize it in the service of the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord, then we actually are doing the greatest favor to ourselves, because we are going to land in a better destination than what we are right now. Right? So instead of doing that, what are we doing? We are increasing our self-identity misconception. Right? Instead of coming to the understanding that I am a spirit soul who has to do service to the Lord, I'm increasing my misconception, saying, oh, why all the bad things are happening to me? I am such a good person. Why are bad things happening to me? In this way, what am I doing? I'm just increasing my misconception. The more I increase my misconception of self-identity, that I am the servant of the Lord, I have to serve the Lord, the more time it is going to take for me to understand the absolute truth, right? Because the more I think I, right? As Grace Gaur Gopal Prabhu was saying, right? I bought the iPad, I paid for it, right? So as long as I is in the center, we are actually building the misconception. So when the I is lost, when the iPad is lost, and whatever money was paid, that is also lost, the person becomes so bewildered because he identifies himself with the iPad. He identifies himself with the money. So when those things are taken away, it is like, oh my God, I don't have anything. How am I supposed to live in this world? That is why we see many people who are extremely rich, even when they come to mediocre levels. It's not that they are on the street, they don't have anything to eat or wear, nothing. They just come down, they lose certain, maybe some crores of rupees, and they come to a mediocre level and they get so bewildered. Oh my God, I've lost everything. How will I live now? Right? As if, they were born with that and they would take everything with them. Right? So that is unnecessary anxiety because of identification with the material body. Because I think I am this body, That is why I think whatever is related to my body is mine. And when that is taken away, then it is like a part of my body is taken away, right? When somebody takes away our money, or when somebody takes away, somebody was giving an example. Even there's a scratch in the new car, and it looks like there's a scratch in my heart. Why? Because so much attached to that car, right? And sometimes when the mobile is lost, the person is completely bewildered. You also have personal experience, right? We had a mobile, okay, kept it here only. Where did I leave my mobile? Oh my God, my mobile is my life, right? That is how much we are addicted to things, right? But when we understand our real identity, right? We know our real identity, but in these small things, we can understand how much we are drowning in bewilderment. When a small thing can make us so anxious, right? About a year back, we didn't even have that mobile. We were happier without the mobile. But that mobile is only going to help us in doing certain things better or in a quicker way. But we are so attached to it, thinking that if the mobile is not there, then half my life is already gone. Right? Somebody has actually stolen my heart. That's how it means when somebody actually loses one's mobile. So that is the kind of attachment one has developed. That's why Prabhupada mentions in this translation, also in the purport, we need to develop detachment, right? We need to develop detachment, right? Why? Because nothing belongs to us. Right? It is an illusion that I think that, this bottle belongs to me, this watch belongs to me, the speaker belongs to me. And if anybody wants the speaker, I am like, no, you can't take it. It is mine. It is my property. Right? You're so attached to every small thing. And that is the cause of our anxiety. When one frees oneself from the material winds, then one ceases to quiver. Why am I quivering? Why am I feeling anxious? Because I'm identifying myself with the material objects that are around me. I am having my self-identity as the owner of all these things which are around me. And that is causing a quiver in my heart when something is taken away. That is why Prabhupada is saying, without rendering devotional service, one cannot get the desired result by labor. Right? We may work very, very hard, but unless that particular thing is not sanctioned for us by the Lord, then we will not get it. But there is one saying which says, "Kaane wala har anna mein likha hota hai, kaane wali ka naam." Right? Sometimes we rush. If I reach first to that place, I will get it. No, that's not the case. It is not about who's running fast or who's reaching that place fast. It's about the Lord's sanction. Whoever has to get it will get it. And whoever should not get it. That is why Prabhupada was talking about, one should not over endeavor, right? Whatever we can acquire, whatever is given to us by decent endeavor. It's not that we are going to become lazy, sit in one chair and then say, oh, Krishna, you have to give me things. Why should I endeavor? I'm not going to do my duty. No. When we do our duty, we perform in a way that we don't over endeavor ourselves. Right? What is over endeavor? Bibharti. We are foaming in the mouth. Right? We are over endeavoring so much. It is causing a lack of peace in our mind. It's causing so much of anxiety. If I don't get the job, then life is over. Right? That much of overthinking and anxiety. Right? Dhane par likha hota hai, kaane wali ka naam. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So in that way, whatever we are supposed to get in our life, we will get it for sure. There is no need to be anxious, right? Sometimes we get a lottery, and sometimes when Krishna wants, he will take away all the money, right? So, dhiras tatrana muyati, right? What is a sober man? A devotee is moved, right? Krishna gave me of his own accord, and Krishna is taking away on his own accord. So, what am I gaining and what am I losing? I'm just going through my life, utilizing the things in the service of the Lord. When they are taken away in this situation, how can I serve the Lord in the best possible way? That is all. If we have this attitude, then Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakte labate param. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. We are equipoised in all situations, whether of loss or of gain, whether of richness or whether of poverty. We are equipoised in all situations, right? And that gives us the sense of peace. And how do we get that? That is by detachment, by developing a sense of detachment to the things, knowing well to whom they belong. I am only a caretaker, right? I was just giving the example in some other class. We go to some hotel to stay there. We don't go there and change the sofa. Oh, this painting is not nice. Let me change it. Or let me change the sofa. Let me change the carpet. No, you're just going there for 3 days, right? Whatever is there available, we just use it. And after 3 days, we come back to our home, right? Like that, our home is the spiritual world. That hotel is the material world. We've come here for 3 days, 30 days, 30 years, or 90 years, or 100 years, right? You're going to stay here. What is the point in getting a new sofa and changing the sofa, changing the painting, etc., etc., changing the house, 2 BHK to 3 BHK to 4 BHK? I'm not saying you should not endeavor. You should not over endeavor, knowing well that all these things will pass. Right? Nothing is permanent in this material world. The only thing that is permanent in this world is change. Right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on to text number 13. Who will read? Meenakshi Mataji already read. Okay, Divya Desai Mataji. Yadendriyo paramo atha.
Yadendriyo paramo eta.
Drashtratmani pareharo.
Drashtatmani pareharo.
Viliyante tadha kleshaha.
Viliyante tada kleshaha.
Samshuptasyeva krishnashaha.
Samsuptesya sa krishnasayah.
Samsuptasyeva. Samsuptasyeva.
Samsuptaseva.
Krishnashaha.
Krishnasaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats. Padma Mataji, please read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavats.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the senses are satisfied in the seer super soul, the personality of Godhead, and merge in him, all miseries are completely vanquished as after a sound sleep. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Right,
Krishna.
sometimes, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So when the senses are satisfied in the seer or the super soul, that means whatever is given to me by the Lord, I accept it, I utilize it in the service of the Lord, and whenever they are taken away, I'm like, okay, he gave it to me, he's taken it away. Right? When that is the consciousness, can any misery trouble me? No, because I'm not attached to the happiness, I'm not attached to the distress, because I'm wearing an equipoised glass. Because this will also pass, that will also pass. What is eternal? Only my service to the Lord is eternal. Everything else in this world is temporary and ultimately will be vanquished, whether it is misery or whether it is a happy situation. Just after sound sleep, sometimes you're so anxious, right? Sometimes you're crying and then you just sleep off. Right? After 2 to 3 hours of sleep or 7 to 8 hours of sleep, when we get up, there is a clear kind of peace. Although the previous day we might have been so anxious, we all will have experience of that, right? Because when we've just slept, right, so that our consciousness, our thinking has been cleared of all that anxiety. So after a sound sleep, when we wake up, we are feeling very crystal clear. But then what happens after that? After that, when we remind ourselves of the situation of yesterday, or the previous day, then all those things again come back to the mind. That is why it is said that sleeping is a kind of state where one forgets one's miseries, right? But that's not permanent, because after some time it comes back. Some people take shelter in alcohol, right? They go and drink alcohol and they think that, they have surpassed all the miseries. But that is not actual surpassing, right? How can you surpass miseries? Actual surpassing of miseries is by developing a sense of detachment. So let's read this. Sunita Arvind Mataji, you can read the highlighted portion. Since the entire material existence, from there, only the highlighted portion.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavats.
Dandavats.
Since the entire material existence is meant for sense gratification, the senses are the medium of material activities and they cause the quivering of the steady soul. Therefore, these senses are to be detached from all such material activities. The devotees, however, do not stop the material senses from acting, but they engage their transcendental senses in the service of the transcendence, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji, one second. Yeah. So this is what we were discussing, right? The senses are to be detached from all such material activities. And in this way, what happens? The quivering is reduced. And the next highlighted portion, the devotees, however, do not stop the material senses from acting, but they engage their transcendental senses in the service of the transcendent Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Because we are Anandamaya Abhyasat. We cannot sit idle even for a minute, right? Have any of us tried meditation? Even we have daily experience in the morning, isn't it? Can we sit in one place and chant all our 16 rounds at one stretch without stretching our legs, without moving this way, that way, stretching, pulling out our hands, drinking water, or, something. Some people must, husband or the wife must be passing or talking something, right? Something or that we have to do. We cannot sit, close our eyes 2.5 hours of japa mantra meditation. I'm not going to do anything except chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Very nice. We can do it like 4 or 5 mantras, and then we want to open our eyes and see what is going on right around. So we are, we cannot remain still even for a moment, right? That's why Prabhupada uses this beautiful word coined by Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita. It's called dovetail, right? Whatever activity we want to do it for the pleasure of the Lord. That is why it is called dovetailing our propensities in the service of the Lord, right? And then Prabhupada talks about we have to treat our senses to cure them of the material disease, not stop them from acting, right? That is why the impersonalist, what does he do? He merges with the Brahman, but there is no bliss there, right? Otherwise, hanging around like that with peaceful situation, right? It becomes boring after some time. And then what happens? He falls down, right? That's why the impersonalists say that the Lord also does not have a form, and I'm also not going to do any activity, but I'm just going to merge in the effulgence of the Lord, right? But one should understand that one cannot derive any satisfaction by being like that, being merged in the effulgence. One cannot derive any happiness, one cannot derive any bliss, and we are all Anandamayo Abhyasat. Abhyasa means practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, vairagyena tu uchyate, right? So when you practice, then what do you get? The result of practice is vairagyena. Detachment comes by practice, right? 10 times when I feed the good dog, then the 11th time it becomes easy for me to feed the good dog. 10 times I feed the bad dog. Bad dog means wrong actions, sense gratification. Walking on the road, want to eat pav bhaji, immediately take the pav bhaji, eat it, right? Walk on the road, look at a shopping mall, go inside, buy whatever I want. Instant sense gratification. That is what is called material disease, right? Because I am under the control of my senses. My senses will tell me what I have to do, and I am going to follow my senses. That is sense gratification. As long as we are doing such material activities under the influence of the mind and the senses, we will not be detached. Prabhupada mentions beautifully about these mischievous activities of the senses. Right? These mischievous activities of the senses can be stopped only by better engagement in relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. If I can sing very nicely, I sing for the bhajans of the Lord. Right? If I can dance very nicely, I can dance the pastimes of the Lord. Right? Dashavatara, we were seeing that beautiful dance enacted all the Matsya Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Balarama, Buddha and Kalki, like that. So we dance the pastimes of the Lord. Everything. What am I doing? What is a consciousness? Am I doing it for Bhoga Vritti or Seva Vritti? Ultimately, it boils down to that. If I'm doing for my sense gratification, then I am entangling myself into further material entanglement. I'm going to land myself in a situation where my further decisions are going to be more tougher. But when I engage in Seva Vritti, 5 times, 6 times, it may be difficult, but I have to tell my mind, right? My mind and senses are under my control, right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, the mind of a person which is uncontrolled, an uncontrolled mind is the worst enemy. The best friend is a controlled mind, like that, right? And we also, Prabhupada is mentioning about how we can engage all our senses in the service of the Lord. The legs by walking to the temple, by, the nose by smelling the tulasi leaves, hearing the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, having darshan of the lotus vigraha, Archa Vigraha form of the Lord. Like that, we can engage each of our senses in the transcendental service of the Lord. In that way, we will get so much engrossed in devotional service that we don't have any time for sense gratification. Right? And then Prabhupada ends the purport by saying, our activities must be so, okay, somebody can read this. Okay, let me share the screen again. Yeah, somebody can read this last section. What is this 13th purport? Uma Kulkarni Mataji, please read. Our activities must be.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Our activities must be so transcendently saturated that the Lord will be kind enough to look upon us favorably and engage us in His transcendental service. Then only can the senses be satisfied completely and be no longer troubled by material attraction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we must be so transcendently saturated. What a word, isn't it? Now, when the juice is saturated with the sugar, then how tasty it is. Similarly, our activities must be transcendently saturated. Then the Lord will be kind upon us and favorably engage us in His service. All right. So today is the last verse for today. Text number 14. Who will read? Momita Mataji. You can read. Ashesha Sanklesha Shamam Vidatte.
Ashesha Sanklesha Samam Vidatte.
Gunanuvada Shravanam Murare.
Gunanavada Shravanam Murare.
Kim va punasta charanaaravinda.
Kim va punascha charana aravinda.
Paraga sevaratiratma labdha.
Paraga sevaratiratma labdha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. Karpagoli Mataji, please read the translation.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, please go ahead.
Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc., of the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained.
Haribol. Okay, Mataji, we lost you. Okay. Archana, Mataji, go ahead. Therefore, what to speak of?
Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet?
Yeah. No, thank you, Mataji. I think we have about 2-3 devotees. So let's discuss it, and then maybe the key points I will just highlight, and you can read that. So here, Prabhupada mentions very beautifully here. Simply by chanting and hearing, the transcendental Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela will be automatically understood, and one can achieve cessation of unlimited measurable conditions. What to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving, right? All of us are also serving now, but are we serving with love? No, we are serving as a matter of duty. We are serving because we are chanting Hare Krishna, because we have told our spiritual master. We have promised to a spiritual master. We are hearing Bhagavatam because we want to purify ourselves. It is not that we have so much of love. Oh, Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukumukad Amrita Drava Samyutam Vivata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. We are not enjoying like the Ragatmika Bhaktas enjoying the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? We are hearing Bhagavatam. We are trying to develop a taste for the Bhagavatam, right? So similarly, we are now in the process as a Sadhaka Bhakta. When we actually come to the stage of Ragatmika Bhakta, then naturally we will have this tendency to serve the Lord, to serve the lotus feet of the Lord, right? And then Prabhupada mentions here about the first stage, which is the Sadhana Bhakti stage. That means what? We are doing all these things only because it's part of the rules and regulations to attain our desired destination, right? Whereas the second stage is called Raga Bhakti. Raga Bhakti means we are following in those Ragatmika Bhaktas, like the Vrajavasis, like the Gopas of Vrindavan. When we follow their mood, then actually we get into this Raga Anuga Bhakti. Following the Ragatmika Bhaktas, we get into Raga Anuga Bhakti. And then what happens to us? slowly but steadily, one can even control the supremely powerful Lord by Raga Bhakti. So we will ask some devotees to read this. See, this is a transition from the sadhana bhakti to raga anuga bhakti. We can never become ragatmika bhaktas because ragatmika bhaktas position is already taken. There is a Yashoda Maya already, there is a Nanda Maharaj already, there is a Paurnamasi already, there is a Sudama, there is a Sridama, there is a Madhu Mangal. But we have an opportunity to assist them in their service to the Lord. So whether if we are attracted to the Sakya Bhav, then we assist Sri Dhama, Sudhama, and all those Gopas in assisting their pastimes with Lord Sri Krishna. Right? So as sadhana siddhas, what do? We simply follow the rules and regulations. Get up early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, then perform Archa Vigraha Seva, offer Bhoga to the deities, accept only Krishna Prasadam, sing nice bhajans for the glorification of the Lord, sing bhajans by Vaishnava Acharyas, observe Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, Radhashtami, etc. All of these are rules and regulations, to-dos and not to-dos, right? Okay, so and the yama niyama, right? All the what are the things to be done, what are the things not to be done? That is sadhana bhakta stage, right? And then the next stage is raga bhakti. Raga bhakti means automatically we want to do the tunde tanda vinirati vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna kroda kadambini gatayate karne budaya spruha. What is Rupa Goswami praying? Rupa Goswami is saying, oh, why do I have only one mouth? And why do I have only 2 ears? I want millions of mouths. I want millions of ears. So I can continuously chant your holy name. I can continuously hear the nectar of your glories. Right? So this is the attitude of a pure devotee of the Lord. These are the Raganuga Bhaktas. These are the Ragatmika Bhaktas. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari in the spiritual world. So she has this bhava to automatically render service to the Lord. And service begins by chanting Hare Krishna. That is the sadhana as well as the sadhya. The goal of life is also to always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Right? So that is the goal of life. And that is what we will also attain. But what we are doing as a matter of rules and regulations, we will do it as a matter of love and devotion. Right? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yome bhaktya prayachati. With love and devotion you give me, then only I am interested. Otherwise, Krishna is not in need of fruit or a flower or leaf, isn't it? Okay. So now let's ask Navikishori Mataji. Please read what is highlighted in green, blue. The first stage is called
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you. The is called sadhana bhakti or devotional service for the neophyte, which is under directions of a pure devotee. And the second stage is called raga bhakti, in which the nature devotee automatically takes to the various service of the Lord out of sincere attachment. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Okay, next who's Kirti Mataji? Please read, just complete the purport. The great sage Maitreya.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The great sage Maitreya now gives the final answer to all the questions of Vidura. Devotional service to the Lord is the ultimate means to mitigate all the miserable conditions of material existence. The path of knowledge or that of mystic gymnastics may be adopted as a means for the purpose, but unless mixed with bhakti or devotional service, they are unable to award the desired result. By practicing sadhana bhakti, one may gradually rise to the point of raga bhakti, and by performing raga bhakti in loving transcendental service, one can even control the supreme powerful Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful. Isn't it? So the Lord, that's why Krishna does not give Krishna prema to everybody. Right? Krishna gives name, fame, glory, wealth, everything else to everyone. But Krishna will not give Krishna prema because Krishna allows himself to be conquered by those devotees who are completely surrendering unto him. Right? And when Krishna wants to give glory, when Krishna wants himself to be conquered, then whatever the devotee says, Krishna will follow that. Right? Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Right? Krishna is telling Arjuna to declare that my devotee never perishes. Because Krishna may go back on his own word. Now, Krishna may not fulfill his own promise. But when a devotee has promised, Arjuna has promised, Kaunteya Name Bhaktya Pranashama. Devotee never perishes. Like Arjuna is declaring, Krishna will ensure that Arjuna's words are kept. You also see Hiranyakashipu, right? So much of benedictions Brahmaji had given. All of those benedictions were kept by Lord Vishnu when he appeared as Nrsingadev. Right? So the Lord's devotees' words, Krishna becomes so conquered by his devotees, he will not allow the devotee's word to go in vain. Whatever the devotee says will happen, even if it has to go against his own word. So that is the glory of the Lord. That is why it is said, in the battle between the Lord and the devotee, the Lord always wins. But the Lord ensures that the devotee wins at all times. That is the glory of Lord Sri Krishna. And today is the most auspicious occasion of Bhadra Purnima. We are all fortunate to hear Bhagavatam on this most auspicious occasion of Bhadra Purnima. So today is an auspicious day. If you don't have Srimad Bhagavatam set, you can get a set of Srimad Bhagavatam today. Very, very auspicious. Anybody who gets a set of Srimad Bhagavatam or gives a set of Srimad Bhagavatam will attain eternal pure devotional service. That is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam verse. Let me recite that verse. This beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll end with this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. This is verse number 12.13.13. Praushtapadyam Paurnamasyam Hema Simha Samanvitam Dadati Yo Bhagavatam Sayati Paramam Gatim. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he or she will attain the supreme transcendental destination. This is the glory of gifting Srimad Bhagavatam, especially on the auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima, which is today. Yeah. So let us try to spread the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And today is also the day when Prabhupada took his sannyas. Right? And today is also the day it's called Vishwarupa Mahamahotsava. It's also the day when Vishwambar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother, Vishwarupa, also took sannyas. Very auspicious day. We should read the glories of Srila Prabhupada's sannyas pastimes from Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita. We should also hear Bhagavatam today, which we've already done. But we can recite these verses from Bhagavatam, very beautiful verses. Because it says when Krishna left back to the spiritual world, that time Krishna has left back. Puranarko anoditaha. Puranarko anoditaha. That means this Bhagavatam has come as the rising sun when Lord Krishna has left back to the spiritual world, taking also all the Dharma Jnana Dibisaha, right? All the regulative principles, all the eternal principles of religion, everything when Krishna took and left to the world, left back to the spiritual world. Only what is left is Srimad Bhagavatam that we need to take shelter of, so that we can also attain Krishna Prema or attain the goal of life. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So thank you all for your kind and patient hearing. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So, okay. If anyone has any queries or questions, you may raise your hands. Okay, I can see 2-3 people. Okay, yes, go ahead. Raja Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, what is the auspicious of Bhadra Purnima, Mataji? I mean, what exactly is Bhadra Purnima?
So, today is the day of Bhadra Purnima, when actually the Srimad Bhagavatam verse was recited. So, today is the Purnima Tithi. Right? So that is why it is said that whoever gifts Bhagavatam on this particular day will attain the same transcendental destination as Parikshit Maharaj. So it is a Purnima Tithi today. Right? If you look at the Vaishnava calendar also, it is Bhadra Masa Purnima Nakshatra today. Right? You have Rasa Purnima, right, where some of the pastimes have taken place. That's why it is called Bhadra Purnima today. Okay, Mataji. And also
so today,
there is
so
in
today,
the books.
Shukamukha Mahabhava started reciting Bhagavatam to Parikshit, is it, Mataji?
I think it got completed today. If I'm right.
Today. Okay. Thank you,
I
Mataji.
think,
Hare Krishna.
yeah, I can confirm that, Mataji. I'll just check that also and confirm. Yeah. But
Thank you,
today is the
Mataji.
Purnima. Yeah. Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, can you give some more explanation on this word, Mataji, like practical explanation with an explanation? The transcendentally saturated. Transcendentally saturated, the word. Some more clarity on that, Mataji.
See, transcendentally saturated means we are so full. Like, for example, sometimes we need to unlearn a lot of things. See, when the bucket is full of water, can we put more water in it? We cannot put. So we have to empty the bucket of all the anarthas, and in that place we have to fill. We have to fill with good qualities like humility, tolerance, and compassion, and all these qualities. And then we have to fill it so packed that there is no place for illusion, that there is no place for lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. Right? Transcendently saturated means it's you cannot add any more sweetness to it. It's already so sweet. We cannot add anything further to it. So in that way, we have to comprise our heart, saturate our heart, or fill our heart with love so much that there is no place for selfishness. There is no place for lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion, like that. Okay, Mataji?
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. Understood. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji. You told some verses you can read, right? Today, Bhadra Purnima. What are the verses, Mataji?
Yeah. So, see, you can read, all of the verses of Bhagavatam are very good. You can pick up, Canto 1, the first few verses of the Bhagavatam you can read, or you can read the second chapter, and you can read the third chapter where Krishna is the source of all incarnations, like that. So you can go in sequence, or if you want, you can recite the same verses which you recited today. You can read those verses and read the translation, read the purport, like that. It helps you understand also, because it's Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam. Can we say that this part of the mango is more tasty and this part of the mango is less tasty? No, right? It's a juice. Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukamukat Amrita Drava Samyutam Vipata Bhagavatam Rasamale Muhuraho Rasika Bhubi Babukaha. So self-realized souls, whichever part of the mango they drink, it is Swadu Swadu Pade Pade. Very, very tasty. Every part and every side of it is very tasty. So, okay, so you can also do this. See, there's one beautiful song. We have the time. Okay, quickly, let's sing this song. You can all read these verses. See, this is a song written by Sanatana Goswami. This is on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Do we have the time, or I can share it in the group? I can share it in the group. That way we will do it, because it's already 10:45. Yeah, so let's do that. So these are verses written by Sanatana Goswami on the glories of the holy name. It's called Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha. That means the essence of all of the Vedic scriptures, which is a nectar, which is churned out of the ocean of the Vedic scriptures. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. You can recite these verses. These give the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll share it in the group. Okay, Mataji? Yeah. Okay, anyone else has any query?
Mataji, that Sachidananda is transcendent knowledge, bliss, and another word, Mataji.
Eternity. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is eternity. Chit is knowledge. And Ananda is bliss, right? So the first is impersonal realization. Impersonal realization means I understand the soul is eternal. Utna hi hai. The gyan is only that much. Sat and Chit both are there. That means I have the knowledge that the Lord is there. I am there. I am part and parcel of the Lord. That's all. That there is no bliss. But Ananda means bliss is also there. So I am part and parcel of the Lord. So what is my duty? My duty is to serve the Lord. When I serve the Lord, then I realize all the three, which is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Okay.
That's another thing. If anyone wants the Bhagavatam set, I want to donate them, Mataji. If anyone wants,
Mataji, you write to me. You have my number, right? Just let me know. I will find out. And there is also discounted price today. It is a very, very wonderful opportunity. We can have it. We can have it ordered. Okay, Mataji. Just write to me how many sets you want, and then we can arrange for it. Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful class.
Mataji, will you put those shlokas that you are mentioning, Mataji?
पाञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरुदेव की जय। श्री राधे
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, will you
Thank
just
you,
end the
Mataji.
Mataji for the wonderful class?
Thank you, Mataji.
Very
Hare
informative.
Krishna, Pranam.
Thank you so much.
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम।
Mataji, will you be sending those shlokas that you are mentioning in the group, Mataji?
Yes, I'll be posting it in the group. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.